This case is about two twin brothers. Both are 13, and one of them murdered somebody, and the other one is finding out in real time as they're both getting arrested. Like, if I find out my twin murdered someone, I would be horrified. Because, like, what do you mean we got the same DNA? Like, now I'm implicated by default, just off the fact that we have genetics. Honestly, if I had a twin, I would keep tabs on them, low key. I'd be like, you're not committing no crimes, right? Because, like, what do you mean you're gonna get me figgity up because we got the same DNA? Like, no. That's not funny. I don't appreciate that.
How are you?
Oh, you're coming out now?
What's you editing?
I was editing Dexter. What do you guys suspect, or what do you guys know about what happened?
Here, you see, okay, I'm a theory post right now. All right, I'm a theory post. I know we just started. The one with the long hair is not the murderer. The one with the short hair is, okay? Because what you mean the one with the short hair was editing Dexter? Like, well, hold on now. What is that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Also, like, he's so willing to ask questions very calmly. Like, what do you know? I feel like, you know, most young kids, especially 13, they're not smart enough to like pretend to be okay with the situation. They just like won't say anything.
Police are speaking with 13-year-old Hunter and his twin brother Levi, and while they appear clueless now, one of them has just committed a gruesome murder.
We need to talk to essentially each of you.
Okay, this room is like, it's giving like, wait, you ever been to like those urgent cares and they got those like little couch chair waiting room things? It looks exactly like that, bro. It looks like, I feel like I'm in like a urgent care right now. Waiting for the doctor to give me some antibiotics for some random miscellaneous infection that I just somehow acquired.
And we're wondering if we can go down to the police department.
No wonder one of them's crazy, bro. You got them in an urgent care core room.
As the weeks-long investigation continues, detectives discover that these are no ordinary boys. One of them has spent years...
See, I feel like every normal clip looks so sinister when, like, you know someone did something bad. Because, like, they're smiling and eating, like, canes. And I'm like, oh, my God, these little psychos. Like... It's like...
obsessively researching serial killers like Ted Bundy.
Oh.
Now he believes he's executed the perfect murder and can outsmart police.
It's this guy.
But a series of childish mistakes would cause his violent fantasies to slowly come to light, leaving his family and the entire town in utter shock.
Wait, okay, I cooked with the guess. It was the short-haired one. Because what do you mean you're editing Dexter at 13? Like, what does that mean, bro? Like, you should be editing a Minecraft Let's Play. Like, lock in.
The monster they feared turns out to be a 13-year-old boy.
Find that fool. Yes. And he needs to die.
It's not possible. There has to be someone who planted evidence. What happens now? He's only 13.
There's two types of people in this world. You've got monsters, you've got people who make mistakes.
If it's a murder, then it would be a monster, right?
See, why he sound like he enjoy that? He like being called a monster. That's the thing. I think some people, like, when you do stuff this young, I feel like it's like a nature versus nurture thing where, like, it's more nature. Like, I think you're born with some weird, like, lack of empathy or understanding. Like, I don't really think this is like I don't think you were raised incorrectly. I just think you popped out that way.
It's 2 a.m. in the small village of Fairfax, Ohio, and tonight, a 13-year-old boy decides this is the night he becomes a serial killer.
Why am I surprised it snows in Ohio? Like, I assumed Ohio was like a desert. I mean, I know it's not, but it's just like...
For years, he's been obsessed with true crime content, and with his family preparing to move away the following week, he's finally ready to put everything he's learned into action.
Oh, so he's waiting till they move so we can do it and try to get away with it. Also, I do want to say, if any of y'all are true crime content enjoyers and you are a serial killer or murderer, can you, like, please leave me out of your kill plan? Because, like, if anything, like, I'll cover your story later. You know what I'm saying? You want to get famous? Hey, keep me alive. I disagree with you, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, please leave me out of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, God forbid, there's probably got to be one murderer or one serial killer that watches my videos that, like, low-key with me, which is, like, daunting to think. Because, like, what you mean hundreds of thousands of people have consumed my content? Like, one of them killed somebody. You know, like statistically. You know, actually, let me do the math real quick. I need to know. The US has a murder rate of 4.98 per 100,000 people. I have over 200,000 subscribers on one of my YouTube channel. One of them killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Probably like 8 of them, if I'm being honest with you, if we're following the statistic. Like, that's crazy to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's actually crazy to think about. So if any of y'all watching this, please leave me out of it, okay? I almost said keep up the good work, but like, please don't. Like, stop, if anything. You know what I'm saying? See a doctor, you know, a therapist.
At 2:30 a.m., he slips out of his house and walks less than 10 feet to his neighbor's house next door. Once inside, the 13-year-old puts on a
You're the kid I tell to get out of the classroom. But we're gonna continue before I make another joke that's gonna get me into some shit.
pair of gloves, something he learned on YouTube that would prevent him from leaving behind his DNA. He moves silently.
Okay, like, we acting like a pair of gloves is some YouTube stuff. Like, bro, I feel like that's common knowledge. I think when I was like 4, I knew wearing a pair of gloves hid your fingerprints if you wanted to murder somebody. Like, what are we talking about? Okay. Why are you blaming us YouTubers for this? This got nothing to do with me.
Through the house before approaching the bedroom of an elderly woman. At 2:40, he begins strangling her. But despite months of preparation, he quickly realizes this will be far more difficult than he expected. Because when the woman wakes up, she fights back, punching and brutally scratching the boy's face.
Okay.
But just minutes later, the woman is dead, killed at the hands of a little boy. At 3:15 a.m., he's back in his own bed.
Like, what is this YouTube thumbnail 3 a.m., you know, content? Like, what is this, bro? Like, you know, like, what is this, bro? Like, this looks like a clickbait YouTube video. Like, 3 a.m. in the corner, and this is the picture. I found Momo at 3 a.m. Like, come on, bro.
As if nothing ever happened.
I think, like I said, I say this before, I think a lot of people will target, like, elderly people and disabled people and people of the sorts because, like, they truly are so weak themselves that they're unable to harm anyone that they think can put up a fight. I just think you're so pathetic if you're gonna murder somebody and you choose a weakest percentage of the population. I think if you murder someone in general, you're pathetic, but like, I think you intentionally targeting an old person, like, what? That's despicable.
It's just past 11 a.m. on a Sunday. Many Fairfax residents are returning home
Like,
from
what is
church.
this Google Street View ass graphics, bro?
When the Fairfax police receive a 911 call, unlike anything they've heard in years.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
3919 Germania. I think my sister's might have been murdered. It might be some blood. I don't know.
Okay.
She did not respond when I yelled at her.
All right, sir. I have help coming out there for her, okay? You know that
Okay, thank you.
might want to harm her or anything like that?
Absolutely nobody.
On the line is 61-year-old Daryl Tenpenny, insisting his sister had been murdered, something almost unheard of in this area. Moments later, first responders arrive at the house, unaware they are not only walking into a carefully staged crime scene, but that the killer is still nearby, watching police's every move.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it out. We'll do confirmation stuff here.
Is this confirmed?
Hey, I don't know if he believes that she's been murdered, so camera on.
It's always been on since I hit the 9 lights.
Is he with the fire department?
Hold. Rigor.
Stiffening of muscles starting 2 hours after death.
Let's touch as least as you guys can. Do what you guys gotta do.
Yeah, no. So you have blood. Did he cover her up?
I don't know. The dispatch said that he found her with a pillow over top of her. I don't know about
peroxide and cleaning chemicals?
That's different. A lot of cleaning chemicals. Pepto-Bismol.
I also feel like there's something extra sinister about like murders like this because like, especially when like a family member finds the person, like you're first on the suspect list. So now you have to go through the trauma of like losing someone you love and being interrogated by police as if you contributed to it when like you probably weren't involved. I understand why they have to do that though, because like statistically, most people that kill people have a relationship with them prior. Like people rarely just go randomly randomly go out and just murder people. Like that's why serial killers are more of an anomaly because like the reasoning behind it is different. Like most people operate from like an emotional perspective, like you wronged me, I'm gonna wrong you, rather than like I seek pleasure in the harm of like anyone. That's like just like less common from like a pathological perspective.
Should drink it?
I don't know.
Well, let me go. You want the monitor?
We have rigor.
On the bed lies 64-year-old Sheila Tenpenny, partially clothed and deceased for what appears to have been several hours. As officers continue to inspect the house, they notice nothing appears to be stolen, supporting their working theory that Sheila may have taken her own life. And with that assumption comes the first accidental success for the 13-year-old killer, convincing him
they bought that. Huh?
he's already outsmarted the police. However, what officers spot next would flip this theory upside down.
It's just a female DOA on Germania. Just kind of odd, pillow over her face and some chemical
Hair
in the
underneath,
house.
blood and hair underneath your fingernails.
Blood splatter around the bed. The guy that found her said the door was open, and he said that he told the squad that he thinks she was murdered.
So
we'll get.
I don't see blood from her. So that might not be from her. Who knows? That's police work. I don't mean to overstep.
No, you're good.
Pills.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I hope the blood is from him so they can DNA
beneath
match
Sheila's
it.
fingernails certainly raised suspicions. Investigators still refuse to rule out the possibility of this being self-inflicted. But
Good.
before they send Sheila's body for autopsy, there's still something that doesn't sit right with them. They're baffled by how certain the victim's brother, Daryl, seemed that his sister had been assaulted before paramedics had even suggested that possibility.
I will say that is a little odd. Because, like, if you show up to a house, like, I think maybe the clothes being off was the giveaway. Because I think you would only conclude if the lower half of someone's clothes were removed and you find them dead that happened. But I also think it is a little odd and it's worth noting, you know, because like, why, like, how do you know that? You know, like, how can you be sure? But I mean, I think people tend to just jump to conclusions based on what they see.
And with that statement alone, he has unknowingly made himself their first suspect. So they decide to ask him a few questions.
How you doing, sir? Oh, I mean, obviously not great. I'm Officer Moore, Fairfax Police Department. When's the last time do you know, yesterday, do you know what time about, or did you talk to her or see her?
I seen her, and actually, 7:09 p.m. is the last message I got from her.
Was there anything, was she struggling with anything?
No.
I mean, mentally, physically?
No.
Nothing at all?
No, she's pretty happy.
Okay, so you made a comment to these guys when they first got here that you thought, like, she's
laying on the bed with her legs spread, and it looked like there was blood, and her head had stuff on top of her, like someone tried to smother her, and she looked like they ripped her thing open, and I yelled at her, and I didn't see no movement from her whatsoever, and I just turned around and walked out. I
was like, I don't want to implicate myself, which honestly, fair enough. I think a lot of people, when they see a dead loved one, they might freak out and touch the body or whatever. Like, listen, if you're ever in this situation, don't touch anything. I know it's hard. I know it seems a little bit like, damn, but like, you're only going to make it more complicated for yourself and for investigators to find whoever is actually involved.
Interestingly, Daryl never mentions performing CPR, and while police now know it likely wouldn't have saved Sheila, that's not something Daryl would have known for sure. And right here comes the second lucky break for the teen killer. Because every good murder needs a fall guy, and the police have just taken the bait with...
I mean, who says he knows how to do CPR? What? I don't know how to do CPR.
Daryl. Shortly afterwards, Daryl's interview wraps up, the scene is secured, and officers return to the station to await the autopsy results. But as investigators leave the house, they would overlook a crucial piece of evidence. Lying beneath Sheila Tenpenny's body was a men's wristwatch, a seemingly insignificant detail that would later become one of the key pieces of evidence used to solve the entire case.
Oh.
1 week passes, and then comes the update investigators have been waiting for. The forensic and DNA results arrive, completely overturning their initial assumptions. Investigators determined that Sheila Tenpenny had suffered blunt force trauma to the head and neck before ultimately being strangled to death. But they also confirmed something crucial. Sheila had managed to fight back. On her hands and beneath her fingernails are traces of blood and tufts of hair, DNA belonging to an unknown male.
Good.
With these disturbing findings, there is no longer any question. This is a homicide.
I think there's something so crazy about the fact that they can look at a body and like figure out time of death, what happened. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, just still to this day. Like, I don't know the science behind it, but the science behind it is insane.
Early Monday morning, officers returned to the neighborhood, going door to door in search of anyone Sheila may have wronged, and anyone with fresh defensive wounds. But in reality, the detectives couldn't be more off track. While the young killer quietly brags about the murder online,
he was bragging in Discord? Yo, I'm telling you, bro. Listen, if you a young kid and all your friends you met on Discord, bro, I'm telling you, there's something about online spaces that enable insane behavior to go unchecked because people can choose what behavior to show you when they want to show you it. That's why I think if you only have online friends, be careful. Coming from someone who's been groomed on the internet, who's dealt with a lot of crazy stuff, like, you will find a lot of unstable individuals on the internet. And I'm not saying that everyone on the internet is unstable. I use the internet, but like, I think you don't get socially ostracized for behaving inappropriately online as effectively as you do in real life.
Growing more confident by the hour, knowing the victim had absolutely no enemies. And as police begin surveying the neighborhood, they have no idea which interaction will bring them face to face with Sheila's killer.
So you're one of the trusted family members. What we're doing is getting elimination DNA from anybody we talk to, as long as you're willing. Thank you very much. And then how about your hand?
Just so they're just DNAing everybody nearby.
Double check your hands. I know you work with them on the other side. Yeah, that's great.
I can't believe they haven't got a lead or anything.
There's a lot going on, I'll say. So this is just part of the process.
Here's my card before I forget, in case you have anything else or need to reach out. I have email and phone numbers on there.
Find that fool. Yes. And he needs to die.
Yeah.
Capital punishment.
I wish we did that more often, to be honest with you. So.
I mean, you know, if he gets out, he's going to do it again. You can't cure
you don't
that.
fix that. Yeah.
You don't fix that.
I agree.
Okay, I agree that some people like will never recover and can't be rehabilitated. I also just think like capital punishment is the easy way out. Okay, that's my hot take. Well, maybe not even a hot take. If I was convicted of murdering somebody, I would want to get the death penalty because I would want to spend the least amount of time possible miserable in a prison cell. So because I would prefer that if I was a criminal, I think it's too easy on people. I think you should like rot in a cell and go slowly insane as you realize that your life is going to be confined to a little box. Because I think if you remove somebody's ability to exist in the world, your ability to exist in the world should be removed as well. If it is like a conscious choice, not an accident, and there aren't some extreme circumstances like self-defense, right? If it's like a homicide, then yeah, I think you should be not able to function in society. And I don't think you should be rehabilitated. Because the person you killed doesn't have the chance to come back to life and be rehabilitated. So like, why do you have that chance? If you're an adult and you commit a homicide, you should be in prison for the rest of your life. Truly. I think that. Because the other person can't recover or rehabilitate from what you did to them. So I don't know why you get the grace to do that yourself.
Okay, you're good there. I'm going to come up here soon. I know this is a pain in the ass, man, but I definitely appreciate it.
Like I said, the only exception I'm making are like very extreme circumstances. Like, okay, you need to harm this person or like we're going to kill you and your family. Like, you know, if you're like forced into it or but if you like did this, went out of your way to harm someone for like no reason, then yeah.
So you guys think this is a random thing or?
I want to say no. I do.
Well,
but
from what I've heard, you know, the guy down in that new house over there and a couple others, I've been out here having my cigarette.
Sure.
I hear, I think the brother did it and they're going to arrest him in a couple, 3 days. I'm like, what?
You think the brother did it, huh?
Yeah.
Why?
This is random, but this reminds me, like, I actually think I was, this is so random to insert. So sorry if this is inappropriate. I like kind of recently, I think I was like in the neighborhood house over when someone got murdered, like kind of recently. So this like whole, I was in the cigarette and the neighbor gossip like really is reminding me of that. Because like I said, I was literally like staying in this house. The next morning, blood everywhere in this backyard. A guy is dead. And their like theory is like he overdosed and died and jumped off a balcony. But like he went there because he recovered and they were celebrating that he recovered. And then there was like a husband's friend and they went to visit him and his wife. And so my theory was that there was some infidelity and they got mad and someone killed the other person. But like, it was crazy because like the next morning they were like asking us questions about like, did you hear anything last night? And I was like, no, I didn't, it wasn't my house. So thankfully, like they didn't really ask me, but like, I remember seeing that, and it was the backyard, like directly across from the house that we were in. And the person who owned the house that I'm like, my parents are friends with, like looked over the fence and he was like, yeah, there was blood like literally everywhere. And I was like, oh, but like, imagine like you live there and like, you know, your neighbors across the way like did something like that. Like how like unsettling that is, you know? I don't know if anything about that case ever comes to light publicly, I'll cover it. Cause like that was insane to me.
The reason why they think that?
I don't know. That's just speculation right now.
That's interesting.
After speaking with more than a dozen people, officers uncover a major new rumor. Many in the village suspect Sheila's own brother, Daryl, is responsible. With this...
But like, okay, I also think that's very unplausible because what do you mean? Like, how often do you think a sibling would choose to murder their sibling after having a relationship with them for like 70 plus years? Like, what about that makes any sense?
As their only real lead, another team of officers led by Special Agent Richard Ward makes a surprise visit to Daryl's house, less than a mile away. And for the actual killer, the plan appears to be working even better than he imagined. Suspicion has successfully shifted onto Sheila's own family member, pulling detectives completely off his trail as they begin focusing in on Daryl. For now, though, officers have just arrived at Daryl's house, where it would soon become clear just how lucky the kid got and why Daryl makes the perfect fall guy.
I'm still getting over the loss of my mother, and I have not.
I know, Daryl.
Straightened anything out. And now I got...
Like, I will say there is one thing to say, he's being a little emotionless about this, but I also feel like I've noticed a trend amongst older folks. When people that they love die, they are way less affected by it. And it's not because they aren't sad. It's because for most people that live to be this old, that's not your first loss. That's not the first close relationship you had that has died. If you're in your 70s, plenty of your friends have died from old age, your parents, maybe other siblings. So like, yeah, it's not going to be as immediately traumatizing because you've kind of already became acquainted with the fact that death is a part of life, especially at this stage in your life. So I really hope they aren't like super harsh on him for that, because I can already imagine they're like part of his demeanor is why he's a suspect.
Whoa, you weren't lying. Yeah. Well, these are right here, all these boxes.
Where do you hang out at?
Oh, in here.
Oh. Hey, I need to ask you a favor. Remember I got you swabs? I need you one more
Is he a hoarder?
Could you just show me your shirt, underneath your shirt? That you don't, I just want to make sure. I want to satisfy myself. I don't think you'd ever hurt anyone.
I want to satisfy myself as a crazy verbiage.
No, special assistant. Okay, throw your shit back on. So you have any idea when the funeral's going to be?
Well, we don't have...
For the sister or the mom? Oh my, yo, this line of questioning is great. Do y'all know each other? Because this is a little too casual. I'm not gonna lie. What?
They won't release the body yet?
I don't know. Nobody's contacted us. I was going to send you a message this morning and say we are okay with that because we want this person caught.
Right.
Suffice it to say, Detective Ward is taken aback by Daryl's unusual living situation, but still no scratches. And so the investigation takes a step back. There is seemingly no one they can tie to the murder. No enemies, no leads, nothing. But that's because they're looking at this crime completely the wrong way. With the investigation at a standstill, officers canvassing the area continue knocking on doors until they reach the neighbor directly across the street, just 50 feet from the victim's home. It's one of the homes where no one answered earlier, and as they approach the front door, the homeowner, Rebecca, steps outside, unaware that, in the next few minutes, her life is about to be turned upside down.
So I don't know when it actually happened. I know that we saw like the trucks or cars or whatever on Sunday. So and actually Sunday morning at like 6 a.m. We had to run to the ER because my son, the cat, I guess, was sleeping on his face, and they startled each other in the dark.
Oh, she just incriminated her kid and doesn't even know. That's insane, bro.
Oh
and
man.
it scratched him, and so we were worried that could be bad or infected. And so
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
It wasn't a big deal, but it was just like traumatizing, and I was like, everybody
Yeah.
get in the car.
Just a few feet away, 13-year-old Levi Cart looks through the living room
That's
window.
so sad too, because the mom probably something was wrong and was like, everyone get in the car, meaning like she wants the whole family involved, so she clearly cares for her kids a lot.
And notices his mother speaking with police officers. Panicking,
Is he gonna come outside?
pauses the YouTube video he was watching.
No. I'm not gonna lie. You doing my man Joe Bartolozzi dirty, putting him in this as if he got anything to do with this. No. Because if I ever watch one of these videos and you got one of my videos on the TV implying that these criminals was watching me, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, I'm a DMCA take down your whole. All right, what you mean? You what? Leave me out of this. I'm joking. I'm not actually gonna DMCA claim them, but like, so I can avoid an alinity controversy, you know, in case someone actually does that on my behalf. But like, bro, that's crazy.
Runs up to his room and locks the door.
Oh, okay.
Back outside.
I was wondering if he was gonna come outside and try to like pretend like he like knows what's going on or like be helpful like the one kid did when his mother was covering for him.
Officers begin piecing things together. The boy with fresh scratches across his body could very well be tied to Sheila's murder. In a few moments, detectives will step inside to follow up on this lead. But what they will soon find will defy their expectations. But before we get to that, it's worth noting that...
was there actually Joe Bartolozzi on? Wait, were they just... No, they didn't even edit it. Was it actually just the case? Oh my God, no, they were actually just watching him. Nah, I gotta see if he watched this video and was like, that's me. That's crazy.
Let's get back to the scene, where detectives are about to go inside Rebecca's house. Unknown to them, what they are about to find inside will be nothing like they expect.
Do you care if we come in or you want them to come? Okay.
The only reason we're outside is because I was feeling stressed out. Alright, I do make you cats though, so.
No problem.
Come on in. Hey guys.
Hello.
Do you wanna come out here or no? Why?
Why?
I haven't been really transparent about what happened across the street, and people who are investigating are talking to everybody, and they just want me to talk to everybody who lives. Hey bud, can I talk to you? Do you want to talk in the living room or do you want to talk in your room? There are people who are here to talk about something that happened in that tree earlier this week.
I know, what game are you playing over there?
You gaming?
Yeah, he is.
Dexter?
Oh, he's
I know the cops were like, hold on. Dexter and you got a cat scratch? They felt like that one guy in Dexter, the one police officer that everyone does the memes of where like he's looking and he's onto the person. Like, no, that's how they felt. That's how they felt.
He's cap cutting.
Oh, editing.
Oh, hi.
Oh.
That's cool.
Now you are Hunter.
Do you want to come sit down?
Yeah.
Naturally, this is not the suspect the detectives were hoping to see.
Wait, the one editing Dexter wasn't the murderer?
As 13-year-old Hunter Cart enters the room. Realizing they may have jumped to conclusions, the detectives still begin to question the boy. Perhaps he knows something after all.
So the other twin was editing Dexter. Wait, that's actually crazy. I thought it was the same one.
We have your criminal investigation, and we're just talking to people to see if they might have heard or seen anything unusual that happened over the weekend.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry?
Why'd you stop me there?
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother got into an injury and he had to go to the ER.
Yeah,
I got
that's what
really
I
sick and started vomiting and stuff. So
How are you feeling?
Getting
better?
A lot better. But
That's good.
that whole day was just kind of a blur for everybody, unless it's something that.
Why he sound like he know what happened? I don't think he does, but like if I knew the brother was in on it already and I was hearing him talk like this, I would assume that he's covering for him because this just sounds a little too like convenient.
Happened a long time ago. That's memorable. It's not really something I remember unless it like is really, really brought up.
Although Hunter is unable to provide any new details.
I mean, that's
he
looking
seems
fair. Like the only thing I was thinking about when I was 13 was like the new Naruto episode. Like I did not care about what was going down the street. Okay, I didn't care that Shelly, you know, broke up with her boyfriend. I did not care. Okay, when's he learning how to use the Rasengan?
fairly cooperative and willing to help. His twin brother Levi, on the other hand, is still in his room, refusing to come out. Earlier, their mother had mentioned Levi was editing Dexter.
Oh, never mind. It's the other one. Okay. It's the same twin. Murderer and Dexter. All right.
A crime drama centered around a vigilante serial killer, a show both detectives are all too familiar with.
I also think like the existence of a show like Dexter where like this killer is like a vigilante, I think like oddly enough, if someone has these tendencies will like inspire them to delude themselves into thinking what they're doing is noble or a good thing. Whether or not that's actually the case.
And it's here that detectives would begin to realize their initial hunch about Rebecca's sons may not have been a coincidence after all.
Yeah, it's usually never quick.
Also, like, this entire house, I'm sorry, something about the decor in this whole house just seems like NPC game lobby, indie dev game lobby coded. Like, this doesn't seem real. Like, this random floral ottoman in the corner, this painting that's kind of like almost a meme, this one perfect flower vase on this wood table. This whole house seemed fake.
Quick, but that's actually
Hey,
pretty quick.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Lewis?
Oh, you're coming out now?
What you editing?
I was editing Dexter. Sometimes I edit.
Yeah.
But
Man, why are you making us editors look bad?
Videos for TikTok.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
You know, I edit Dexter murder highlight compilations. I also have a bunch of scratch marks on me from like, last night around the time this body was found, but coincidence.
Yeah, me and Liz.
Is that the cat that got you there on the nose?
I don't know what
Well,
happened.
can I
We
see it?
just
Oh, that,
we
man, that's pretty
we both
good.
startled each other
Wait, I don't even see the cut.
because my bed was right there.
Yeah, his bed was out here
and
until
all the lights were off.
Oh, okay.
His bed was in the living room?
We've been knowing for a while that we needed to.
Okay, irrelevant, but like y'all need someone to feng shui the living out of this house. Like nothing about the way y'all chose to interiorize the interior makes any sense.
That we needed to cut their nails. Hunter's been saying that for
I know.
a long
I
time.
felt so guilty because I had to
So
do it.
us moving, I mean, everybody knows that cats just are awkward. So us moving, Marshmallow being weird because we're moving, and
Is Marshmallow the cat?
Yes.
But it's like, why are you explaining all of this? I think maybe they're not looking into it because it's 13, but it's like they asked the question and then he just like is irrelevantly inserting extra information. And you know what they say, okay? Whenever people want to lie, they're so detailed. Like, no, like whenever people aren't lying, they'll miss a detail or they'll overlook it. And then maybe they'll circle back and be like, oh wait, actually this happened after this. Whenever someone is lying and they're planning on lying, they have meticulously planned out what they're going to say. And they will insert unnecessary details in their statements to make themselves seem more credible about irrelevant stuff that no one would touch on unless they're like doing a YouTube story time. Like, why are you telling me the color of the steps? You know what I'm saying?
We had a play set for them, and we packed it up. So that's also probably another thing. So yeah, me and him just randomly startled each other.
Like this much explanation about why a cat scratched you. And like no one has accused you or pressed him yet about the cat scratches being odd or weird. He's already fronting this cat scratch situation with a bunch of knowledge or information to try to like make it seem more legitimate. But that's very odd if you're not trying to hide anything, because why would a 13-year-old be interested in giving details and divulging how a cat scratched him to police officers? You know what I'm saying? Like, you would not care to do that. You want to go back to editing Dexter or playing Minecraft.
I'm not sure if you can see.
No, where else did you get it?
Yeah.
He's
just incriminating himself. Where else did you see it? The cop's like, oh yeah, keep talking, buddy. We taking notes. Why you sound a little excited? He was like, oh, really? Where else did you see? You know, you're so valid for getting scratched by a cat. I would like to validate your cat scratches. So can I see them? Actually, let me take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can, mark you in the not guilty category. So we know that the cat scratched you. And he's just like falling for it.
5.
And then mainly my nose. And I was
nose
trying
was
to
the
clean
scary
my...
one.
We got stitches.
I was trying to clean myself up.
Yeah,
it was
5 stitches.
It was pretty deep.
Pretty deep.
It hurts
so...
on your nose there.
A cat scratch was pretty deep. That also doesn't make sense, because in what situation does a cat have enough force and pressure to get that deep that you would need stitches? Like, yes, the nails on a cat could scratch you that deep if a human being had them, because they have enough force and power in their hands and arms to push it that deep into your face. A cat, one, can't control its legs that way, the same way we can control our arms. There's less mobility they have and less agency over the movement. So it wouldn't be possible for this to happen. Would not be possible. For it to go that deep? No. No. Like,
we went back to the house after we got
like the cat with the scratch could probably apply enough force in its entire leg with like a pinky finger on a human being.
Doctor, and then that's when we saw the ambulance.
Also, cats when they scratch, it's normally very quick too. It's like it's not like a they're like gonna slowly sink their claws in. Like,
I don't know, a lot of it's a blur because I tried to clean myself up, so I was distracted in the shower.
Okay. Interestingly, both brothers used the same word, blur, when recalling the incident.
I mean, they were raised in the same household.
While traumatic events, even something like death of a neighbor, can affect memory, what catches officers' attention far more is the way Levi seems to over-explain what happened. He claims the deep scratches came from a fight.
No, I'm telling you, the easy way to tell someone is lying if they're not like telling a story. Because when people are telling stories for the theatrics of telling a story, like they just want to entertain people, they're going to be as detailed as possible. If someone is one-on-one in a conversation while trying to explain their behavior, giving as much detail as if they're doing a YouTube story time, that should be a red flag to you. Because why are you doing that?
With a house cat.
This kitty looked high as hell, bro. Like he got into the bag of edibles. He like, yeah.
Something officers...
Yeah, some of that good catnip. They infuse that with a little bit of THC.
...find difficult to believe given the severity of the wounds. So, with this in mind, detectives believe that, despite their young age, the brothers have given them enough probable cause to take the next step. The detectives ask to speak with Rebecca outside for a moment.
Oh, they're going to be like, we're arresting your kids.
Where they request permission to collect DNA from both of her sons. Without much hesitation, she agrees. But when the three of them return, one of the brothers would have a very different reaction to being tested.
Do you mind if I come? I can explain it to you.
Yeah,
So
he's feeling a little overwhelmed by this.
Yeah, I just feel like I've been to enough doctors recently. I don't want to...
So have you seen any like crime shows or anything? You know how we kind of do our job? The medical stuff.
A little bit, but you editing a Dexter highlight reel. Like, lie a little better, bro. You literally just said you edit a Dexter. Like, what do you mean, bro?
It's a little different than the...
Why you got the streamer mic? I've noticed like every gamer has like a streamer mic, and I actually don't really know why, because like, why do you need your audio quality to be like crisp if you're just talking to like 10 homies on Discord? Even some of my friends will be like, I'm gonna buy this new mic. I'm like, literally, why are you wasting your money? Like, I literally talked him out of it. I'm like, why?
And stuff, but I don't know if she explained to you, but we're just gonna swab your cheek, and it's not gonna go in any database or anything, but we're gonna compare it against stuff that we have. That makes sense. And it will take.
So it's going in your internal database.
You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
But obviously, we're asking everybody on the street, and
I mean, if they're identical twins, you get one of the twins' DNA. You got both of them. If it's a match for one, like, you don't even need both twins for real.
it would be super helpful if you could.
The only thing that I think is like a differentiating in identical twin DNA is like fingerprints. But I think like actually like saliva in certain things is like similar or can be identical. I guess it depends on like how you were formed. But if you were like the same egg or whatever that split into two, like the DNA is the same.
Right.
Alright.
Okay. And you're...
But they look identical. Like, guys, come on.
Levi, right? Or you go by
Lewis. I was go by Lewis.
Lewis? Okay.
His name used
Will it be easier if you sit down for your legs?
Why don't I have to do it first?
I can do it.
I'll show you.
Yeah. You're making him go in the hot seat?
I can be the guinea pig too. It's whatever.
Of course, I just whipped that all the way apart.
The detectives proceed to
Different
take
haircuts.
DNA
Yeah, they're not identical, guys. They got different haircuts.
swabs from both brothers, though Hunter and Rebecca are clearly far more willing to cooperate than Levi. But what one of the brothers doesn't seem to realize is that the more he talks, the more the Cart brothers begin to look less like witnesses and more like suspects.
Lewis has a few scars on his back, but it's just from the surgery.
Yeah, because my...
Yeah. Oh, see.
Oh yeah, you could show them.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, it looks pretty minimally invasive.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I have worse scars than that.
Yeah,
so.
it didn't look like that. Yeah.
Sorry, I keep mentioning things
We
that
had a
you don't
good...
mention.
Did he just say cuz of my... I'm sorry, listen, I know this is really inappropriate. Why did my brain go BBL? Like, But like, he definitely didn't have a BBL. But like, I don't know why. Every time I hear surgery, ass, my brain goes BBL. Like the BBL propaganda is getting to me, bro. These BBLs killing y'all. Woo! I was like, oh, he got the James Charles.
Without your permission.
How
does it feel to have these scars?
Dr. Stevenson. It's where they go in and they.
Oh, he's like smug. It's like he knows something, or he is so blissfully unaware that he's like teasing him, and he seems a little irritated because he's like, yo, shut up. But I don't think he knows. Like, I actually truly don't think he knows. I think he's just saying this to poke fun at him, and he seems a little tense.
How does it feel to have these
Test
scars
each nerve root that links to your leg.
What do you guys suspect, or what do you guys know about what happened?
Well, I can tell you this: it shouldn't have happened, and we need to figure out why it happened, so that hopefully we can keep it from happening again. Because we'd hate to miss some evidence, and if you've watched any TV, we don't want to be those cops that forgot to do this or look into that.
We have watched plenty.
You know what I mean?
They love watching the true crimes.
It's kind of like TV, but it's a lot differently. Yeah.
Bro said, I don't like murders. Like, why are you fronting that information? Like, why did you feel like that was important to touch on?
My brother, especially my brother, know a lot. I would say, definitely my brother knows a lot about just the police in general.
And he's looking at him like, shut up. Like, he's giving him the death stare, bro. Like, he looks like high-key a little pissed.
He wants to go into the Marines when he gets older.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
recruitment
cool.
is always there. Everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
Those are hard spots to fill anymore.
I don't get.
Yeah, there's a
You an
spot for
editor
everything.
and you disabled? Come on, bro. Stop. No, like, you can't be on my team, bro. Like, you stop. Like, stop acting like you a part of the party, bro. Like, you not in the group chat. Like, please. Like, I swear to God, bro. Stop.
Buddy, in my opinion.
Me and Lewis have both agreed that him especially is a lot more mature than most kids our age.
Oh, so you can handle this news.
You guys are handling it pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think there's a weird. This is something I noticed growing up around a lot of unwell people. I think a lot of people deem, especially at a young age, that maturity means you're emotionless in most situations, rather than appropriately reacting or dealing with emotions in an appropriate way. And so because this brother is probably like a psychopath, okay? Because you can't be 13 and like murdering people and like raised in this clearly loving environment and not just have something like pathologically wrong with the way your brain formed, right? Like, it's a fundamental thing. But I think a lot of people like from like younger ages, maybe around him, view him as more mature because he is so emotionally detached and is able to kind of like maybe explain certain things and not feel anything about it, which a lot of kids or young people view as mature. That was me, but from the trauma. Same. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of the times, like, you do get viewed as more mature because of that. But that doesn't, it's not indicative of maturity. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like this highlights that, like, fundamentally, these two probably function differently in terms of, like, one of them lacking empathy fundamentally.
Strangely, Hunter can...
And, like, he clearly isn't aware of this. He seems so, like, aloof, almost in, like, a naive way. And he seems, like, kind of detached or, like, locked in.
Continues offering interesting details without being prompted, insisting that the teen brothers are far more mature than most kids their age. And when he brings up Levi's injuries, Levi becomes visibly uncomfortable, giving his brother a long, chilling stare. By the end of the interview...
But it's like the brother is still acting aloof and dumb after the stare, so clearly he doesn't know anything. Like, I think it's really hard for people that are this earnest about like reactions, because like he seems like he can control his reactions and the way he behaves a little bit better. He seems like he more kind of behaves how he's actually feeling. And I think if he knew something when he stared at him, he would have reacted a lot differently than keeping the same smile and demeanor that he kept prior to the death stare that he received.
Twins no longer seem like ordinary kids to the detectives. Their fascination with
I don't
true
think he knows
crime,
anything.
gory shows like Dexter, Foggy Memory, and, of course, the hard-to-explain cat scratches on Levi all point towards something deeply unsettling. With DNA collected, investigators return to the station to brief the sergeant on everything they've uncovered. Now all they can do is wait for the DNA results from Daryl, the Cart twins, and several neighbors and family friends to come back the following day. Still believing a deranged killer may be at work, investigators know that until he or they are caught, no one in this quiet village is truly safe. The next day, the DNA results finally come in, and investigators are stunned. Both of Rebecca's sons are a match, but that doesn't necessarily mean they were both at the scene. According to the forensic analyst, the lab cannot tell Levi's DNA apart from Hunter's, because identical twins share the same STR markers.
Yep.
Needless to say, investigators
Which, like, nightmare fuel if you're a twin and you know your twin is insane. Like, imagine you're totally fine and you're like estranged from your twin, but you know they're like they're not well. Like, I would be so scared I would get randomly arrested for like a homicide, like at any moment.
Now facing an extraordinarily rare problem. But even with these findings, detectives struggle to process the facts that the suspects are only 13 years old. Not only would they have to be deeply disturbed, but they would also need the physical strength to carry out a crime this violent.
But against an elderly person with like more than likely like osteoporosis, muscular atrophy, like you're a 13-year-old boy, of course you can probably overpower a 70-year-old woman.
Then again, their age could also work in the investigators' favor. Teenagers are more likely to slip up, confess to friends or family, or leave evidence of their actions somewhere online. The problem is, detectives have enough probable cause for a search warrant, but not enough to formally detain Rebecca or either brother.
Also, on God, everyone he sent that Discord message to bragging about this should be looked into as well. Because he might be in some like sick server where they talk about harming people and stuff. Because like groups like that exist.
Thing they absolutely cannot let the family realize. Nevertheless, they return to the family home, hoping they can persuade Rebecca to bring her sons to the station, allowing investigators to begin searching the house the moment they leave. But the situation is incredibly delicate. One wrong move could spook the family.
Like that comically big ass mailbox. Like, no, this whole house is not real to me, bro. Why is the mailbox so big? What is that?
And shut down the entire investigation.
Hello, back.
Hi, we're back. Yeah.
How are you? You left your keys in the door.
We just walked in the house. Do you need to come in? What's going on?
Yeah, that'd be great. We have a couple things to talk about.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
We just sat down to eat.
What you guys get?
Thanks.
Damn, the cage is gonna get cold too, bro. Nah, if I'm the twin that did nothing, I'm pissed, bro. You got me wrapped up in a murder plot and my chicken tenders are cold? You.
Do you just need me or?
Yeah.
So,
Are all three of you here?
are all three of you here? Yeah.
Louis? You go
Do I
upstairs?
need to be nervous? It's making me feel nervous.
Relax, you're okay.
You're good, yeah? You want to take a seat
Yeah.
somewhere?
Yeah, because the cops gonna tell you. You should be
okay.
nervous before they get what they want. Like, no.
Put it down so it's a little less weird.
Yeah, come on in. Just relax.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Okay.
Do you guys want to sit down here? You get more comfortable?
Hey, Louis.
Sure.
Did you get canes too?
Yes,
Yep.
we literally just walked in the door.
Here. We need to talk to essentially each of you, and we're wondering if we can go down to the police department. Just we have a better area to talk.
Okay.
So if you guys want, let's put some shoes and socks on.
Nah, if you need to go to the police department, that is not a good sign, bro.
A coat, and then we'll head that way.
Clearly, detectives didn't arrive with a strong plan and are instead relying heavily on improvisation. Somehow,
They're relying on
though,
them to cooperate.
despite not having their answers fully prepared, they appear to be succeeding in getting the family to the station voluntarily. But that can only work for so long before someone catches on.
Do we need to be getting lawyers or something? I'm feeling nervous about this. I don't.
You're welcome to call an attorney.
Also, like, do we have to go?
Also, can I bring the fried chicken? Yo, it's hot right now. My Texas toast is gonna get cold.
It's just like, right now thing, or is it
We would
like-
like you to.
Yes.
It would make, you
Them
know,
Canes boys work hard for that.
you don't have to do anything, I suppose.
Right. Okay. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. I'm not.
We could. How about we get there? We can explain kind of what's going on, give you some more info, and you can always, you know.
Okay. Well, do you want
Have
to
us
explain
explain
what's going
some
on before we head out there? And
Do you mind if we do that outside?
sure.
Sure.
You guys want to wait a second? Is that what you mean?
Oh.
All three of you outside, if possible.
Okay.
Oh, because they're going to have to arrest him at this point. Because they're trying to do some like stealthy, let's get you here and then arrest you. But like now, they're just going to have to arrest him outright.
We need to go over some things in the neighborhood with you, ma'am. If we could go back to Fifth so we don't have to sit in the rain.
Yeah.
And we got some pictures I want to show you, and I'll show you and your sons. And there's a bunch of stuff we want to talk to you about. So,
Okay.
all right, you guys good?
Are we under suspicion for something? Or
We just want to talk to you. I think you guys can
Like,
help us
no, these
clear.
police are like dodging them questions like Neo, bro. I'm not going to lie. Like the way they're like, should I be worried? Should I do this? And they like somehow quell that and like redirect it is insane.
A lot of things up around here. So,
okay.
all right.
The mom is definitely
Right, let's
sussing
go.
it out.
Hey, John. Yes, sir. And he'll ride with you.
The poor kid with the long hair like doesn't even seem like he knows what's going on. Everyone else in this interaction though is like seems like they're catching wind of some level of suspicion. Because like if I'm 13 I gotta go to the cop station, I know I did nothing. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay, that works. Before we get
You know, I've come to my son in innocence is absolutely valid to be asked for a lawyer before this point. Oh, I 100% agree. I think the mom is doing everything correct in terms of asking for a lawyer and stuff. Because like, if you think your kid is innocent, like you would want to protect them. I mean, even if you think your kid is guilty, low-key, I think a lot of parents would want to protect them. I think there's something like paternal about like that desire, even if what your kid did is like morally incorrect and maybe something you don't agree with.
I just got to make sure there's nothing on you. It's going to stick me, poke me, cut me. Yep. All right, actually, if you want to step over there to him right there. All right, you can just have a seat right there for me.
Me going through TSA with my packed meal.
Do you have to put this on you for the...
Random fact, you know if food is like sealed, you can take it through TSA? Like I didn't know that. Like if I were to buy like a muffin and put it in like a to-go box, like I can bring that through TSA. Like I didn't know that was possible. You can do that. It just can't be a liquid. But you can bring like a muffin. You can bring you can bring pizza through TSA. Like, you can bring anything. I learned this recently. I was like, damn, wait, my whole life has been a lie. I could have gotten food before I got to the airport.
Whole 3
So I had
blocks.
to pay 7 times the price.
You probably report them, so. I mean, but there's nothing that we can't talk about.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I.
Well, very, very unexpected.
My anxiety levels went through the roof.
Oh. I don't know why there's so many, like, police vehicles either.
Yeah, that's definitely what scared me. Seeing all the cops immediately
like-
pull up. Like one person's...
I feel so bad for the innocent twin. He seems so sweet. I can like... Okay, I know I seem like a heartless, ruthless, logical person now, but when I was like his age, I was very much the same way. Society has molded me into being a heartless, logical human being, okay? But like my innate nature is to be like this kid with the long hair, okay? And so if I was his age, I would have been the exact same way. So I feel so like sad for him because like I had a sister growing up who was very much like this kid on the right in terms of like would hide their erratic emotions. Not very well, albeit I thought they were like better at it than I was. I think the problem with him is he doesn't have emotions in the same way and he doesn't know that.
There, didn't see that other got pulled up, and then
I was just like, why
But
are
like
they...
it's something so sad about the fact that he's like so earnestly expressing his anxiety to his brother who he views as like someone that's trusted, and his brother knows that he killed this woman and is just sitting in the back of the car pretending like everything is fine.
What's the reason
I'm
for
sure
that?
I don't know, maybe it's an intimidation tactic.
I guess, but what?
I don't know why
are
they
they
would
trying to
intimidate us.
intimidate us? Right.
Miraculously, despite the detective's sloppy handling of the situation and Rebecca's growing skepticism, they still managed to convince the family to come to
Yeah,
the
high
station.
key, if this was not like some super like nice little like, you know, white lady with dyed pink hair, like this would have been a different demon going around. Like this only works because this lady is probably a very like nice, you know, lady. Okay. If this was any other situation, yo, this could have been a disaster, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the kid could have been running. Like, the mom could have been cussing up a storm. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they were way more civilized than, like, they got the nat 20 roll on them being civilized in dealing with this. Like, my dad would have put up a fight. I'm not gonna lie. He would have called his attorney on site, waited for the attorney to get there, and then would have been like, all right, now we can go to the police station. Like, he would not have left the damn property, bro. Okay. And like, not even because my dad is like unstable or a bad person. It's just like, he would be trying to protect us so much that he would be a little bit more, you know, of like a force.
For now, they've purposely kept the twins together, hoping the cameras might...
Would you have been, if I was the parent in this situation, I would have called the attorneys and not left until they arrived as well. Because like, even if my kid is innocent, let's say, right, like, you're 13, you can easily get coerced or scared or intimidated into saying something that's really stupid that screws you forever.
Catch something incriminating, but the brother...
Because like, you have to operate under the assumption that like, not every cop is going to operate as ethically as you had hoped.
Have seen this tactic before and say nothing, foolishly convinced they're outsmarting the police. Investigators have also just confiscated their phones and obtained house keys from Rebecca, allowing them to begin searching the home for any evidence tying the boys to the crime. But despite these small victories, this is where detectives would face a major reality check about their strategy. Upon arriving at the station, the twins are quietly escorted through a separate entrance and separated from their mother. The twins don't seem particularly worried, calmly following detectives into the interrogation rooms. But for Rebecca, the situation is very different, because the moment she's finally informed that her sons are about to be questioned without her present, all hell breaks loose.
I mean, which like, I'm not gonna hold her to it. I feel like that's very normal. Like, who's like, yeah, you can just question my kids for murder and I'm gonna just sit here and be calm about it? Like, no.
I don't want food. I want to get our lawyer and have my children stop being questioned without a lawyer present immediately.
Okay.
So let's make that happen.
I don't know who's doing what where.
Nope, but I can
Yep.
go get that figured out for you. It needs to happen right now.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll go today.
I got it.
Then my slippers. We just got home from the doctor's office.
Those
in
look
Canes.
so comfy.
They are comfy.
Amazon?
Not, yeah.
Like, girl, why you asking me about? No. Like, why are you trying to girl bond with me after you arrested my kids? Like, shut your bitch ass the up. Those look so comfy. Amazon, like, no. Like, no. Because, like, that, like, no. Like, I would be so pissed if I was this lady. Oh, my God. You trying to de-escalate in the most obvious, dumb way. I'm complaining about being in my slippers, and you're out here complimenting me for having the slippers, and then being like, Amazon, like... You about to find out what the Amazon's like, okay?
Oh, I find the best things on Amazon. People are so against it.
Really, I know you're being friendly. I need to know my children are not being questioned and that they have a lawyer. You didn't let us know that we were being detained.
You're not being detained. You're free to go.
No, you didn't let us know that you were detaining my children.
They're free to leave.
You did not. Right now? They're allowed to leave right now. Let's go. Right now. Right now, you said they're allowed to leave. Yes or no?
You cannot take them.
Clearly, this is not how...
So she can't request her children to be removed. Her children have to do that themselves, but they're 13. I'm not gonna lie, that seemed a little sketchy. Like, I don't agree with how that works. Like, I get it actually probably leads to more thorough investigations and responses and actually probably benefits investigators. But I feel like if you're a minor, like, and you haven't been in any life circumstances that would prepare you for something like this, I don't think they should treat you with the same level of competence as an adult who's being questioned that would know they're able to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's fair.
Detectives hoped things would go. Rebecca is furious, and not without reason. The detective just admitted that the boys are free to leave, yet does nothing when Rebecca demands exactly that. On top of that, her phone has been confiscated, making it impossible for her to even call the lawyer. It's here that the risk behind the detective's strategy, or lack thereof, becomes impossible to ignore. The advantage of this approach...
Yeah, my strategy is like, let me try to butter the parents up into throwing their kid under the bus when we suspect them of murder. You thought that was gonna work. What parent would be like, yeah, my kid a demon for real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
is that by withholding the real reason the boys are there, detectives limit the information the suspects can tailor their stories to, making contradictions and inconsistencies much easier to catch later. That said, when those suspects are minors and detectives need their mother's cooperation, this strategy can quickly backfire, undermining trust and damaging the legitimacy of the entire process. And unsurprisingly, Rebecca's outrage is only beginning as she storms out of the interrogation room in search of anyone willing to tell her what's really going on.
Are you accusing them of murder?
I am not.
Is that why they're being detained?
I personally am not. However, us as a police force are. Like, shut up, bro. No. Like, you don't stop the PR theatrics, bro. Like, yeah, I'm pro y'all getting the truth and doing your job, but it's like the way you going about it with like explaining it. Like, why are you not being transparent?
Because they're under suspicion for murder?
They're questioning to find out if they know any additional details.
How would they know anything? Unless you were accusing them of murder and you think that they murdered someone.
So that's
I'm saying this whole charade, the way we've gone about this and approached it and slowly showed things to me because I've asked questions and not because you were transparent is not okay. It literally
you know what? Valid. I'm glad she's standing on business and she's still being respectful. She's not cursing them out. She's not throwing nothing. Like, she's being very demure about her frustration.
We have the ability to search all of your belongings. It doesn't say...
For what reason would they want to search the belongings?
It says for murder.
Because we're investigating the murder of the neighbor.
Yeah, and my 13-year-olds have not murdered anyone.
Okay, well, we're trying to find further information that was divulged yesterday to put the pieces together.
So I'm not going to be told anything.
Also, like, if they're isolating the kid from the mom, like, why can't they just tell the mom anyways? This just seems like high key, like torture. Unless they're trying to get her to maybe admit something, but I don't think she would.
Why am I not being questioned?
We would love to talk to you if you would be willing to talk.
I'm literally standing here waiting.
Well, we were trying to talk to you, but you want to make phone calls and do all those things. If you'd like to talk, we can talk.
You're well aware. Hey.
So?
A lot. And nothing, because they're not telling me anything.
That's the dad.
Well, I would assume because
I asked for a lawyer for the boys. He's saying because we talked yesterday.
I'm asking him. Calm down.
Sorry, I'm really worked up.
I mean, the search warrant. I know. I understand. I understand. You have every right to be worked up. I'm just trying to sort it out.
All right, I'll let you.
So under what grounds are they being questioned? What prompted them?
There was a murder that happened across the street.
I understand that, but what specifically about our boys is causing you guys to bring them to the station for questioning?
Those details I don't know because those investigators know more about that than I do.
Hey, can I speak to them?
Are there other?
Like, hello, this is like when you call a customer service line and they route you to some random guy in like India that like doesn't work for the company and doesn't know how to solve your problem, but is just there to waffle and waste your time to maybe connect you elsewhere if they deem so appropriate. And then while they're doing that, they try to sell you some little ass phone plan on top of that. Okay, like, why are we doing this? Put me in line with someone that can actually help me. Why are you routing me to some random support hub that gets support calls from like 40 different companies and wasting my time? You don't have the answers. Find somebody that does.
And every neighbor to
we did 25 yesterday. I know myself and another agent
to the station.
Well, I don't know how many people got brought here. We're also doing a search warrant at the house too. So a judge has granted us
search warrant for her house and who else?
Well, the search warrant is for the house and the vehicle on the property.
Our house and vehicle
okay.
on the property.
Were there other search warrants for other
Not that I'm aware
neighbors?
of.
You guys are questioning two 13-year-old boys.
Well, we're not.
No, this guy's pissing me off. I'm sorry. No. Well, we're not. What does that mean? Because you guys work for the same police force. So whether you're personally doing it or not, you as the police are doing so. And that's what they mean. But you're breaking it down to some weird level of semantics for no goddamn reason. Like, come on. Like, anyone with a functioning brain is going to hear you say this and know exactly that you're trying to beat around the bush and not tell us what's going on. So why are you even trying it with me?
Someone is. You're absolutely correct.
They're definitely just stalling because they're hoping that some investigator talking to the boys right now can get them to admit something that is enough grounds for them to be arrested and not be allowed to leave the police station.
But I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
This is why we need our lawyer down here now. We need to make this happen. I don't have a phone. So this needs to happen.
Also, the fact that they won't let her use a phone to call her lawyer is also crazy. How is that legal?
Immediately, whoever we call.
After getting little to no answers from the detectives, the twins' father calls a lawyer, hoping he can intervene. But even with legal counsel now on the way, detectives press forward with the interviews, fully aware of the risk they're taking. At the same time, ever since the boys left with the police, a search of their home has been underway. And very soon...
This is like something where like I can see both sides of the argument. I think the police are trying to get their job done as quickly as possible with the least amount of resistance to find the guilty party who murdered somebody, because they should go down in flames. However, if you're a parent, it's also really frustrating that like you're being withheld all of this information that you would think reasonably would be divulged to you. And they're very obviously BSing and stalling in your face. And then they're pretending like you're too stupid to realize it.
It will begin yielding crucial evidence for the interrogation.
Which is just like, if you're gonna do this, don't act like I'm an idiot. It's already upsetting enough that I'm in this situation, but now you're pretending like my brain can't comprehend the very obvious tactic and strategy you're employing. And that is like adding insult to injury. Because what do you mean I'm worried you're questioning my kids illegally, and now on top of that, you're acting like I'm too stupid to understand what's happening?
As both brothers wait for their interrogations to begin, it quickly becomes clear that one of them is about to be treated very differently. Because Hunter had been significantly more talkative the day before, detectives opt for a more casual, friendly approach. And
he wasn't, well, he was only, he actually talked less. He just only answered the questions when they were asked. The other kid was like volunteering like little, you know, Reddit stories about how his cat scratched his face.
Even his interrogation room reflects that. Levi, on the other hand, is placed in a cold, cramped room, subjected to the kind of interrogation tactics typically reserved for an adult suspect. Based on the scratch marks alone, detectives strongly suspect Levi is the killer, but there is still nothing ruling out the possibility that Hunter may have helped him, especially after learning that Levi has significant mobility issues. Now, with a lawyer on the way to the station and two furious parents pacing outside,
I mean, listen, so did the 8-year-old, so like clearly that ain't stopping him. You know what I'm saying?
Clock is ticking. So detectives split into two groups to question the boys simultaneously. And as the questioning begins, Hunter's interview escalates far quicker than expected, because there's something he needs to get off his chest.
Just so you know, I don't feel pressure doing this.
Just said, just so you know, I don't feel pressure doing it. Does he know something?
You don't.
Not the bro sitting there like, you don't. He's even confused. He's like, what you mean? What you don't? Huh? Wait, no. Hold on. Maybe he has a suspicion that his brother did it, but he's not sure. Like maybe he's putting the pieces together now.
Of course I feel a little pressured, but I don't feel like I have to sign those.
Okay.
And they want him to say that because that way it can uphold in court. Because if you're under emotional duress when they make you sign legal documentation, especially if you're a minor, it holds a lot less weight. Also, legal documentation, period, if you're a minor, holds a lot less weight. If you're under the age of 18, a lot of contracts aren't enforceable in the same way in the US. If you're under emotional duress and you're under the age of 18, like you can kind of void any contract, like actually, which is crazy, but like you can.
I just know it's more suspicion is put on me if I don't answer any questions. So
Yeah, we're here to talk, ask questions, get your story. I know you told Lauren a little bit.
Like every time I ever had a business arrangement with like a really big company when I was a kid, I was working, okay? Like I was working for big YouTubers. My parents would have to be a co-signer on it in case I got sued. Someone could actually be like liable for me getting sued. Because if you're under the age of 18, like a lot of these contracts are not enforceable in the same way. Like they really aren't.
Yeah.
That's why most stuff when you're under 18, they will have a parent sign it. It's not even so like, it's not even because like legally they can't have a child sign it. It's because a lot of the times it's just not enforceable otherwise. To my knowledge. I mean, listen, I might be a little bit off. I'm not a lawyer, but.
I don't think my brother would be able to do anything like that. But because that day he got scratches on his face. Because of that day,
Oh yeah, he's putting the pieces
it also
together.
seems like a very wide coincidence, you know, because of course his cat was his face was scratched by a cat.
His little fat ass, he definitely couldn't have pulled that off. Look at him with the 3 boxes of canes in the interrogation room and I only got 1. There's a little big back, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, he might have been too slow to do the murder. Like, bro, come on.
We talked about it, and it certainly looks like Lewis has some, like, the coincidences are there.
I'm not gonna lie, like, listen, if I was this kid, I would be snitching too. But here's the thing, like, growing up, my relationship with my siblings was not great. So, like, if I was in this situation, I'm like, ooh. I feel like he's being diplomatic about it, but he's trying to, like, be honest. Because, like, he seems like he's someone with, like, a very, I don't know, I'm projecting a lot of how I was as a kid onto him, so I don't actually know this person. When I was his age, I had like a very high moral compass, like even more now. Like my morals are a little skewed. Society has shown me that maybe skewing them can benefit you in certain circumstances. I'm a little bit more corrupt now, but when I was a little kid, I had some really rigid moral compass. And so like I would 100% have ratted on somebody that like I viewed as like a family member if I thought that what they did was like this bad, you know?
Early stage of the interview.
Which, like, even now I will too. If you murder somebody and you're close to me, don't tell me. I'm not about to be an accomplice to your crime. I will snitch on you immediately. Okay? Don't tell me. I would rather be surprised than feel like I gotta hide this or rat you out.
Hunter, completely unprompted, begins talking about the scratch wounds, which he believes are the most concrete evidence against his brother. But while he frames it as a coincidence, back at the house, police executing the search warrant notice something that immediately casts doubt on the story.
I mean, 13's in middle school. I may not even realize the gravity of ratting on her. I'm not gonna lie. I think if you're 13, you understand what, like, ratting on someone for murder means. Like, you're not stupid at 13. At least I wasn't. When I was 13, I would have understood this. I don't think maybe he understands like how drastic this will affect his life, maybe, but I mean, you kind of have an idea.
On Rebecca's bed, they find the family cat, Marshmallow.
Wait, why does he not look high anymore? Was he actually high in the other picture? Because like, I thought he just actually had like a weird eye, but like, why he look normal in this?
Sitting completely calm. But more importantly, the cat's claws seem far too small to match the injuries on Levi. This information is relayed back to detectives at the station where Hunter and Levi are being interviewed. And while Hunter appears eager to talk, Levi's interview is moving far more slowly as detectives focus on building.
Listen, Levi got 3 boxes of canes, so you gotta give him a second, you know what I'm saying?
Rapport and choosing their words extremely carefully. So seeing just how much more talkative Hunter is, investigators keep their focus on him for now, hoping he can offer further insight into his brother, or perhaps even turn on him.
He had extra, like, red scratch marks on his face. I mean, that seems obviously suspicious, but like I said, I don't think he could do something like that. I'm gonna keep saying this, but this makes me feel really upset because a lot of evidence is piled up against him, but like, I mean, I don't know if you guys suspect him of anything, but
See, and this is why the mom wanted a lawyer, because like he feels so emotionally like he has a high moral compass and he feels so much pressure from the situation. He's just ratting on him without even realizing it.
I really don't believe he could do anything like that. Even though he has all these things.
He's never talked about anything like that with you? Because we agree
anything like what?
Oh, he asking follow-up questions.
Or when he gets triggered, he gets upset and acting out and just saying things. Or,
See, this kid's a little smarter than I initially gave him credit for. Anything like what? Like that's a good follow-up question.
I don't know how he behaves when he's triggered.
No, like I said, no, he doesn't behave weirdly when triggered. He just doesn't. He's just quiet. It's upsetting for him. Like, he started crying when he got back to this house because he said he never gave us an explanation as to why he's triggered, but
Interestingly, although Hunter describes the suspicious behavior he's noticed from his brother, he continues to insist that Levi could not actually be responsible for the murder. But detectives...
Lying is a little weird. Well, I do want to say, I guess I have like in my brain this preconceived notion that like people that lack empathy also lack empathy for themselves, which isn't always true. A lot of the times they have feelings themselves, but that's like the only thing they care about. I also think like maybe he could have been crying because like the lady, like, I mean, the lady put up a fight. And I feel like when you're younger, pain like triggers you to cry like way easier.
Can't tell whether his reaction is genuine or part of a calculated effort to distance himself from the crime. At this stage, though, they're fairly certain Levi is the culprit and decide it's time to stop speculating and focus on something more concrete. So they turn to a key piece of evidence Hunter can't deny, something they had kept hidden from the twins. A watch recovered from beneath Sheila's body. One investigators initially dismissed, but now strongly suspect belongs to one of the two.
It's broken and they didn't find it weird. Like, why does a dead old lady have a broken watch under her?
Two boys. And whether he realizes it or not, what he says next would seal their fate.
Do you recognize that?
That's Lewis's farm. That's Lewis's watch.
Lewis's watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. What do you think about that?
What do you mean?
Okay, let me widen it out.
See, I feel like he's like trying to not incriminate himself, but I don't think he realizes that like he's giving them enough that it's already too much. That's the thing. That's because he's not old enough to realize that. But like he thinks he's navigating this more intelligently than he is, if that makes sense. Because most of the time when police question you, like they need significantly less information than they're leading on to like conduct their investigation. Like they will ask you about like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but they just need like A, B. You know, they just need one of like the 5 letters they listed. They need one of them to land, right? And that's all they need. So, but I think if you're like this young, you don't realize that.
That's the picture. What do you think that's the picture of?
See, now he realizes. He's like, oh.
Deep breaths, okay?
Like now he understands.
Right.
He's getting a little red in the face too. Damn, I feel so bad for him, bro.
No, I remember him saying that he lost his watch.
And when did he say that?
After he...
No.
After he got home.
I feel so bad. I can tell he's trying not to cry, and you can see like the life left his face. Like he was very aloof, very like kind of jolly before. Even when he was a little bit nervous, he like completely checked out because he doesn't know anything. And he probably sees this picture and he's now realizing like he had a theory like, oh, this isn't adding up. This is a little bit weird, but I don't think my brother would do this. Now he's really like realizing, my brother probably did this.
Also, he sounded, the way he said, I don't know where my watch is. I don't feel a person could say that. A person would say it that way, knowing that, you know, they wore their watch if they did that.
See, now he's trying to defend him. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I normally don't get that emotional during a lot of these because I don't relate to a lot of these people, because normally I'm just watching, you know, criminals that are lying getting investigated. You rarely ever see like someone that actually did nothing wrong getting questioned in these in like the same way. So I actually do feel bad for him.
Are you saying he purposefully hurt?
We don't know what his purpose was. We just know he made a mistake.
How would he even do that? He's fucking disabled. How would he sneak out of the house, get into the house, stab somebody? Is it true that them? Is that true? Did you find DNA evidence?
We're not gonna. Yeah. So.
He's going through all the emotions: the denial, the reasoning, the bargaining, trying to inquire more. Because, like, from his perspective, like, I think sibling bonds are very complex for a lot of people. But I think if you're a twin, especially if you're on good terms, there's something like a little deeper about that connection that like isn't really understood by other people. Because for most people, your siblings are like the only person in your life, at least for maybe the first 18 years, that had a pretty similar experience to you that you can relate to. However, that can vary on your age, you know, what stage in your parents' life your parents were at when they had you and how far apart that was in years. If your siblings 4 years apart, maybe your parents were really poor when they had your older sibling, but now when you're born, everything's fine. So like your upbringings were different. But if you're twins, you guys spawn in at the exact same time. You have basically identical life experiences in terms of growing up in your household. So learning that someone you've spent your entire life with, attached at the hip, has suddenly had this insane secret or this part of them that you weren't even aware of, has to be such a shock that's like incomprehensible if you've never been in this position. Because if one of my siblings did something like this, I think I would be shocked, but I don't think I would be as shocked as if I were a twin or I was super, super close to them in the same way, right? And I could tell he was pretty close to his brother, or in some sense felt comfortable enough expressing his feelings to him, because in the back of the car, he was saying like, oh, I'm anxious, I'm this, I'm that. And I think a lot of 13-year-olds struggle to express emotions in the same way, where they verbalize what they're feeling very earnestly with siblings. And the fact that he was able to do that in the back of the police car really shows that he like trusts his brother and seems pretty in tune with how he feels. And so I think it's very upsetting to kind of watch him witness this mirage of his reality like fall apart.
No way he would do that.
There's some stuff that happened that we can't give you details
There's
about.
no way.
You have
There's no way.
From the beginning.
If he... There's no way. It's not possible. There has to be someone who planted evidence. There has to be some misunderstanding.
At the thought of his own brother being responsible for the murder, Hunter appears to completely break down. Detectives realize he's now too emotional and overwhelmed to provide any more reliable information, so they decide to end the interview. Despite failing to secure a confession and not fully ruling him out as a suspect, still, they've learned something important. More insight into Levi.
Did the investigator try to fist bump him at the end, or am I crazy? Because if you did, I kind of hate you for that.
And not fully ruling him out as a suspect. Still, they've learned something important.
I think he handed him something.
More insight into Levi and confirmation that his watch was indeed at the scene. But just outside the interrogation room, the boy's parents continue arguing with deputies. And with a lawyer coming to intervene, investigators are running out of time. If they want to secure an admission before the interview is shut down, they know they need to raise the stakes with Levi. So the detectives interviewing him finally move on from building rapport and shift the conversation to the scratches, testing whether his explanation matches the one he gave the day before.
Do you know what we're investigating?
I mean, I know something happened on the street.
Across the street?
Or across the street,
right
in front of me.
Right. A woman was murdered, right? So we're trying.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the brother. I just think like it's crazy. Like someone you grew up with this in your entire life is like not who you thought they were. And like in like an incomprehensible way. Like there's people that lie. There's people that cheat on their spouses. Like, okay, that's bad. Your like twin said that you've been with since birth. You realize murdered an elderly woman and SA'd her, and you had no idea, and came home that next day and pretended like the cat hurt him and you were concerned about his health because the cat hurt him, only to find out this is what happened. I couldn't even begin to comprehend what that would feel like.
Trying to find out what happened.
I mean, I've already talked to FBI investigators. My cat had randomly woke me up with all the lights off.
Why the cat kind of look high now too? Are they AI like enhancing this cat's picture? Because like every other picture, the face look a little different. Something about this not right to me.
Like sitting on my neck. So it like scratched my face. I felt very bloody, obviously. There was a lot of scratches on me. Usually, because of my disability as well, I use like a shower chair.
Yeah.
Because I can't really stand for that long without getting like super fatigued and falling, or like walking around for too long. I didn't use the shower chair because I didn't want to make a bunch of noise and make anybody up.
Right.
So I ended up literally falling and I fell and like hit my head on the shower hose.
Where'd you hit it?
So you're changing your story from the cat to the shower now.
I think like around here, like right here.
Jeez.
So I don't know.
Did that cause you to bleed more?
Yes. Yes.
And then he's like, my disability though. Like, off, bro. Clearly your disability didn't, you know, make you unable to do all the awful stuff you did, bro. So now you're pulling it out as some defense? Like, stop.
Levi once again over-explains the incident. Detectives notice he makes a point of emphasizing that the injuries became worse after he slipped in the shower. But something else in Levi's account immediately stands out. After mentioning his medical condition, detectives recall reviewing his records and discovering that Levi has cerebral palsy. This brings the detectives back to an earlier question.
Wait, cerebral palsy can be that minor? If that's true, I had no idea. I have a friend with cerebral palsy and like they cannot walk or speak. Like I thought it was normally way more extreme than that. I didn't realize you could, like I would have never guessed. Like I didn't know it was that wide of a spectrum. That's actually crazy to me.
Not only is Levi just 13 years old, but his disability raises serious doubts about whether he was even physically capable
Like
of
I thought he just had like nerve damage or something.
carrying out such a violent attack on his own, especially considering Sheila fought back. Investigators know Hunter is physically stronger, has no disability, and shares many of the same interests in true crime as his brother
So they're
Levi.
gonna suspect him?
At this point, detectives are realizing they may have prematurely cleared Hunter, treating him more like a witness than a suspect, and in doing so, may have lost their chance to implicate him. But with the pressure mounting on Levi, this...
I hope he doesn't have to get interrogated, bro. I already feel bad enough for him. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, leave him alone.
May be the perfect opportunity for him to turn on his brother. And for the first time during his interview, the bond between the twins is about to be truly tested.
We get in like 15 minutes.
But I think if he's willing to throw his brother under the bus so willy-nilly, I think that says more about him than Hunter. Because Hunter was like really obviously like bargaining for like his brother and kind of sticking up for him, being like it doesn't make sense, but like I don't think it would mean anything. Like almost like he was like trying to like front the information and then provide an explanation to kind of like make the information seem less suspicious. If he just immediately throws his brother under the bus, like it means nothing to him, then that I think is more indicative of him being guilty, because you're using it as a tactic rather than trying to like defend your brother or accidentally volunteering too much information.
15 minutes later, Mom starts seeing a bunch of sirens outside, and she opens the window and she's like, "Oh my God, something happened to Denise." And me, already in a panicked, weird state, I kind of started feeling emotionally triggered. And when she said there was a bunch of ambulances outside,
I also find it interesting that he constantly touches upon and uses the excuse that he is emotionally overwhelmed and or triggered. And I think that's a learned behavior rather than how he actually feels. I think he realized that that benefits him and gets him out of a lot of situations where he is viewed as behaving inappropriately or not doing something correctly. And so he'll pull it up, and his mother seems very willing to reinforce it, because I feel like you wouldn't think your 13-year-old is using that as a tactic, especially if they are really good at using it. And being like, I'm a little triggered right now, I can't, and your 13-year-old that's disabled is saying that you probably have more of a soft spot for that sort of thing. But the way he brings it up isn't like an earnest triggered. He only brings it up to explain behavior that is otherwise viewed as inappropriate or suspicious. And he's done that like 3 times in the video. He did it when he didn't want to test the DNA. He did it when initially he didn't want to come downstairs. And now he's doing it when he's being questioned about details. So it's very obviously something he only brings up when it's convenient rather than it actually being the case. Because if you are triggered, it will happen at times where it is not convenient to your story and it doesn't benefit you more often than it does benefit you. Because when you're emotionally triggered for something, you act erratic, you act inappropriate given a situation. It normally makes you look worse. If the only times you're ever triggered is when it stands to benefit your positioning or your standing in a circumstance, that's a little bit odd.
I like started to freak out even more. I just felt even worse because Mom had said that something had happened to Denise, our neighbor, right in front of us. And I started feeling even worse.
Being underestimated is such a great tool. It's sad. Yeah, I will say if you are crafty and manipulative at a young age, it's a lot easier to get away with doing so because a lot of people will underestimate your ability to do so. Especially your parents, siblings, or otherwise.
After that, the same night that something happens or something like that had happened, that that I had an injury of my own.
Although Levi never directly blames his twin brother for the murder, he seems more focused on how bad the situation already
he's like,
looked.
I got injured at the time she was killed. Like, why would you, you know, like, why are you fronting that information?
For him. And as the interview continues, it would only get worse, because detectives begin receiving critical updates from the house search that is still ongoing, and officers have started uncovering disturbing items. Inside Levi's bedroom, officers recover a journal containing violent writing and repeated references of wanting to kill someone. They also uncover a growing obsession with serial killers, books.
Also, like, why did anyone think Ted Bundy was hot? Like, that is ugly, bro. I'm sorry. Like, not even slightly conventionally attractive. Like, he looks like someone that would be clowned for being like an incel nowadays. Like, how on God's green earth were there hybristophiliacs like ready to suck the fart out of his ass? I don't understand. I'm sorry. Like, what? There's the same chair as me? No, he doesn't have the exact same one. He just has a white gamer chair.
Online content and material saved focused on infamous murderers, and in particular, Ted Bundy. Detectives begin to realize this was far more than just a morbid curiosity. Over time, what began as an interest in true crime had evolved into something far darker for Levi. And now, detectives are left trying to determine whether this interest
Quinn's defending Cherokee. Yeah, I don't want to be associated with that. You right. On God, I am. Nah, stop finding similarities between me. We both got disabilities. He like editing. We got the same chair. Like, shut up!
Violence had consumed them both. Because Levi and Hunter are twins, the blood DNA recovered at the scene is consistent with both of them, something detectives choose to intentionally keep from Levi. Instead, they plan to tell him that the DNA points specifically to him.
Oh, that's smart, but I feel like he already knows that I think I have a theory he's already going to know that it matches. If he's that into true crime, you know that twin DNA matches. The only reason I even know twin DNA matches is because I'm into true crime. That's the only reason. So if he's into it, I feel like he's probably gonna know.
This pressure will make him crack. But if Levi is the criminal genius he thinks he is, he will easily be able to see through the detective's bluff.
So you said you've never been in Denise's house, never been, okay. Do you know what DNA is? You ever heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Okay. So we're trying to figure out.
Deoxyribonucleic acid, I think. Something like that.
Now I want you to help me explain this, okay? Why your blood would be in Denise's house. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, I'm not sure. Because, I don't know, like, how is it my blood? Like,
that's what we're trying.
You know what? Maybe he's a little dumber than I thought. No, you try to gaslight the police into being like, how is it my blood? Like, come on, bro. Come on.
To find out.
Because I don't know why it would be in my house. I mean, in her house.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. That's why we're even.
He looks a little smug too.
Oh. Remember, we got those swabs from you? Well, we compared that to the blood in the house, and it's not only her blood, it's your blood mixed in with it.
Wow.
Through DNA testing.
I don't know what explanation I could give you or even come up with that would be equivalent to how that would happen.
There's only one person here that knows, and that's you.
How do you know that?
Because there's no other way that part of you can be in that house without you never being in there.
I can agree with that.
Right? So that's why I just need an explanation as to how. I'm just trying to wrap my
What
brain.
lie is he gonna cook up? Because I'm not gonna lie, like, I think he realizes he's screwed. I think he realizes he's screwed. I'm not. When he sat back and did that little head nod, that was the like, you know what? But we gonna BS our way through this kind of nod.
You know.
Well,
like I've done me one of those when losing an argument. Okay, I know what that looks like. All right.
Wrap my brain around it first.
Yeah. So that's we need to wrap it around together.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Can you help me with that?
I can if you help me.
Now he's trying to redirect him. And can you help me do that? Like he's trying to get the cop to tell him more information so he can use more information to then create a lie that seems more feasible. But they're not gonna fall for that because this is their job. If they fall for that, that's crazy. All right, okay. We got no. If you fall for some like L Light Yagami BS as a true crime, like a criminal investigator, like I'm gonna look at you a little sideways.
I can help you if you help me.
How do I help you?
By telling me the truth.
I told you the truth, though.
I don't think you're telling me all the truth.
What? But I'm not lying.
Well, I think you're about how you get hurt. We have your blood in her house, and we're trying to figure out how it got there. That's the bottom line.
Well,
that's the bottom line. I mean,
you get my blood from somewhere?
We don't need your blood. We got swabs.
I just mean, like, did somebody put my blood in that house for a reason?
Oh, like, I don't know. Would you tell me? Would they? I didn't put your blood.
I don't have any.
I feel like if the cops, I don't know if they're doing this as a ploy, but maybe my strategy would be really stupid because I'm not an investigator. I just feel like if you really want him to squirm and like obviously come up with some BS and look really, really bad, you would just tell him that you found the blood underneath her fingernails. You know what I'm saying? Because like, bro knows he has scratches. They know he knows he has scratches. Like, I feel like he would realize how screwed he is then. So I don't know why we're not doing that. But maybe that they don't want to imply or tell him what happened. They want him to explain it himself so they can get more of a confession rather than like him agreeing with their statement. So it's less work later. I don't really know. Would that be considered leading the interrogation? I mean, you can do that though. I've seen police insist that people have done stuff and then they'll like admit it or deny it. I don't know how ethical that is, but I've seen it.
Enemies.
I didn't put your blood there.
I mean, I'm
also saying we found your blood under her fingernails is not much different than saying we found her blood at the house, right? Like, I don't really think that would compromise much. Bro's gonna say I'm only 13. Oh, he's like those people that do like nefarious things on the internet, and then when someone confronts them, they're like, "But I'm a minor. But I'm a minor. I have no responsibility for any of my interactions in this online space because I'm a minor." If you're smart enough as a minor to pull up the excuse that you're a minor, you can't use that excuse. Because clearly you're intelligent enough to know that that's a tactic you can employ. The only time the minor argument, in my opinion, can be brought up as a defense is if someone unprovoked attacks you as like a child on the internet, or like someone brings up something that's like inappropriate, right? But like if you're under a Twitter reply, like absolutely reading someone to filth, and then the person responds reading you to filth or saying something rude back, and then you're like, "But I'm a minor." Okay, and you chose to engage in this conversation, stupid. You wanted an adult conversation, you get an adult response.
13, I don't know why anybody would put my blood in a house, but I mean, who knows?
See, he even knows to use his age as a way to make him look innocent. This is the thing. He knew to use the overstimulated thing. He knew to use the fact that he has a disability, and he knew to use the fact that he's a child. So everything about what he's saying, it shows that he's very aware of his own tactics of manipulation and how he's using them in a nefarious, malicious way, rather than like genuinely believing the BS he's spewing out of his mouth.
Is there any more questions you have for me, or like what?
Well, I want to get past this, and we're not getting past it. You don't know, I don't know. So we're not resolving anything.
Well, I'm not sure if we can resolve it if I don't know. And you
Also,
don't know.
he's being a little smug. Like he'll do a little shoulder shrug, a little like half grin. It's very odd. Like I don't know if he thinks he's winning this interaction or if he enjoys the idea of murdering someone that he finds this process amusing. I'm not really sure what it is, but his demeanor is very off.
This,
I mean, listen, I wholeheartedly believe that there's two types of people in this world.
You gonna play good cop?
Monsters. You've got people who make mistakes.
I think I disagree with that personally.
Help us explain this.
What do you disagree with about that statement?
I just think that, there's a lot of different types of people in the world. There's not monsters and people who commit mistakes.
Well, I'm simplifying things in terms of.
Oh no, he thinks he's a genius. I ain't going. No. He thinks he's winning, bro. No. Cause like, why would you correct the cop over some random BS, bro? He thinks he has the intellectual upper hand. Cause there was no need for him to say that. He thinks he's killing this. No. You think you're eating in this situation, okay? And the only thing you eating is that cold ass Cane's, all right? In the logic and argumentative department, you are starved, all right? You're bones.
Crime, a murder, right? There's two types of people who would commit a murder. There's a monster, and there's
like he's like, oh yeah, no, someone gonna edit me in a highlight compilation like I edit Dexter after this body cam footage drops for sure. Like that's what he must be thinking. The way he's behaving in this little room, he's imagining the montages in his head of him like cooking the police. Like something about this is just so odd.
People who make mistakes. Like his example of the
got carried away.
Well,
if
it's a murder, then it would be a monster, right?
Not necessarily.
You don't think so?
No.
Still believing.
And like the way he's like, if it's this, it'd be this. Oh, you don't think so? Why not? Like he's so smug.
He's in control of the situation. Levi never asks for a lawyer or even his mother, and unsurprisingly, fails to catch the detective's bluff about his DNA. But while Levi remains convinced he's outsmarted the police, he has no idea that while the evidence uncovered in his room is already damning enough, what detectives are about to find on his phone will destroy any chance of walking free. Because before long,
they gonna pull up the Discord group chat?
Detectives would receive the final and most crucial breakthrough in the investigation. After searching the brothers' phones,
yeah, I think he thinks he looks like some really cool, like calculated, cold villain, but like in reality, he just kind of looks like a smug idiot.
And social media activity, it begins to uncover a disturbing picture. Just one day after the murder, Levi writes, "This one was a fighter," and detectives realize this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment act. Levi had been planning a murder for months, with searches.
Guys, wait, we can see what friends he had added on Discord. Mr. Method Master and Kaiku Yin. Is this their Discord IDs too? No, that's crazy. Bro, yo, y'all better have deactivated your Discord accounts after this.
For months, with searches of how to choose the perfect victim, how to strangle someone, and how to defeat a police interrogation. And they would uncover even more evidence tying Levi directly to the scene. Not only was
Bro
the watch...
took a selfie? He sent a selfie of his murder wounds to the group chat? You watch True Crime and you doing this? No, he wanted to be in the edit so bad, bro. That's what he wanted.
Confirmed to be Levi's. But inside his room, they discovered a shirt covered in Sheila.
No, see, this chair is different, bro. See, this chair is different. See, it's different. It got speakers. Mine don't have speakers. Leave Chair Kun alone.
Covered in Sheila's blood, and gloves matching the ones from the crime scene. Now, even without a full confession, detectives know they have enough evidence to formally charge him. With this, both interrogations finally come to an end, and as a detective steps out to inform the parents that one of their young sons is an alleged killer, all they can do is stand in shock, silently waiting to hear their son's fate.
Yeah, this is their dad.
I'm Special Agent Ward with Beast Bureau Criminal Investigation. You see two of my colleagues here, my other colleague. Now, there's some certain things I'm going to tell you that we have that are bad, okay? All right, that watch that we showed you was under her body.
What?
What? Yes.
No. Okay, I have more things to tell me.
Okay, I don't know what in the world happened. We're not talking to him anymore. I mean, he doesn't want to really talk anymore. I don't know what happened. Well, we have a lot of other evidence too. I'm just trying to figure out what the Lord happened.
So he's still prodding the parents for information like they know something.
No. No. Okay, sorry,
Ma'am,
what else?
I'm not doing this to...
I don't think you are.
I'm just trying to do my job,
I'm
and
in
so are my
shock.
colleagues.
What happens now?
I'm consulting with the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office.
He's only 13. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I know, honey, I know. Okay. No, it's not true. I know. Oh God, I feel like such a over being so stern. I never.
You're a mom.
There's no way you could have known.
Yeah, now she feels guilty for being stern with the police. Like, I don't really, girl, you're fine. You didn't Karen out enough, in my opinion, personally. Okay, I feel like you should have brought a little bit more hell down, if I'm being completely honest with you.
After finally learning what their son had done, Levi's family are left to come to terms with a devastating reality.
And like, part of what makes this difficult if you're a parent is like, you feel like you have some shoulder to blame for like how your kid ended up like this. But like, I think this is one of those instances where like, it truly had nothing to do with you. Like, cause I think it's the way his brain was wired. Like, I think he lacked the ability to view people as people. I think he viewed them more as pawns because he fundamentally lacked the ability to have empathy. And that doesn't mean everyone that lacks empathy is going to do bad things. It's just, if you have that combination and then you get fascinated with something like true crime and you have a online community that is like fostering this weird niche interest of yours in an unhealthy way that's like almost encouraging it, because he felt the need to relay this to some Discord group chat. It's kind of like a perfect storm to lead to this outcome. I mean, clearly your other kid that has been raised in the same environment for just as long turned out absolutely fine. So it's probably not something you could have prevented, right? I mean, even you could have like, okay, restricted his access to the internet or whatever, but like that doesn't give them the ability to feel empathy or view people as people in the same regard.
With the overwhelming evidence against him, on November 10th, 2025, Levi Cart ultimately pleads guilty to aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, and strangulation in the killing of Sheila Tenpenny. And because of his age, Levi receives the maximum sentence allowed under juvenile law. He will remain in a juvenile facility until he turns 21, meaning he is expected to be released in 2033. But for Sheila's family, the outcome still doesn't feel like justice. Under juvenile sentencing laws, Levi cannot legally remain incarcerated beyond that age. And at Levi's sentencing, the lead investigator warned the court, telling the judge he made a mistake. It was good luck for us that he did, but in the future, is he going to learn from those mistakes? That's what I'm concerned about. For the detectives involved in the investigation, there remains a terrifying...
Because like everything else was so planned, the pills, the fake, attempt. I also think there's, not that I'm hoping the family feels this way, but I think especially if I was the brother and I was twins with someone like this, it would be really concerning when they get out that they would do something again and I would be implicated again. And on top of that, his brother could potentially be upset that he felt like his brother ratted him out and go looking for him. Like it's something that like is going to be looming over him for like such a long period of time that makes it really unfair. And like the double part that makes this so bad is, like I said, he shares your DNA. So like every time, if your brother does something again, that's insane. Like you are going to be a suspect. They're going to have to rule you out every time. And I mean, there have been people that like, let's say they're employed or they have a job or a career or something. They get accused of a crime. They're fired. They're never able to get that position back, even when they're exonerated. So now you have to worry about stuff like that when you grow up, where like, I am doing well for myself, then suddenly I'm accused of this crazy like triple homicide that I had nothing to do with, and my life is thrown awry for something I had nothing to do with because this other person shares my DNA. So I think that's a really sad reality. And yeah, saying I have a twin sounds like BS. At least crimes are public record, so anyone with like a functioning brain could look into this and see like the pattern. But I still think you're gonna be subject to a lot of potential problems that are of no fault of your own on the basis of the fact that you share DNA. So I just really hope his brother is doing okay after all of this. Because like, I think having a family member that does something like this is crazy, but the fact that like forever you're gonna have to worry that like you're going to be implicated of something insane again because of that is really jarring in a way that like most people will never understand. I can't even begin to understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was someone walking around with my DNA committing crimes or being horrible, like I would be horrified.
Possibility that Sheila was not the end.
Like that's just like the plot of like some dystopian movie when we do like genetic modification. Like
Levi's violence, but only the beginning of what he could be capable of.
Also, yeah, he took a selfie pretending to be getting choked out, mocking the lady he killed. Like, this is a deranged individual. There's a part of me that like really has felt similar in my life at a time. No one in my family murdered anyone. Let's be very clear. So I was never this bad, but like I really could, I guess, relate in a lot of the ways he expressed himself or felt, especially with his sibling, and the sibling maybe behaving wrong or betraying you. And I feel like that made it kind of a little emotional for me. I almost teared up, but I locked in. I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm not crying on no internet again, bro. I did that once. It's not happening again. Okay. Nope. I just think what really makes this heartbreaking is like, there's like a sense of betrayal. This isn't a friend that betrayed you. This isn't a partner. This isn't someone that you met later in life. This is someone that like you were literally the same egg. That's how long y'all have known each other. Like when you guys were conceived, you were together. Like that's different. That's like a part of you stabbing you in the back. And I don't really think like anyone that's not a twin would understand that. And like, there's also going to be stuff where you're questioning, like, is this something like when you get older, maybe, and you reflect a little bit more, or you're more conscious of like patterns or genetics, you might be like, oh, am I capable of doing something like this? We're the same DNA. Like you probably are going to start like being concerned for yourself too, and your own capabilities and your reactions, and maybe like be worried about how you navigate the world, not because you think you would do something, but seeing someone that is literally the same genetic makeup as you and basically a mirror image of you your whole life doing these horrible things that are inconceivable will make you question if it's a conceivable thing for you to do. Like even me, sometimes I'll give like a more like watered down example that's not as serious, but like sometimes I'll see some streamer or some influencer say some dumb ass shit on the internet, okay? Have a horrible take, say something that lands wrong, and I'm like, damn. Sometimes I'll think and I'm like, is that something like I could see myself saying? Because like low key, like maybe I would slip up and say some dumb shit that I'm not gonna lie. Like, and then I get a little paranoid and I'm like, damn, wait, I don't think I would, but like there's always a thought in the back of your head. And so it's like that, but on such an extreme level, you know? So I just feel really bad for the brother, if anything, like so bad.